Welcome back, everyone. Thanks so much for tuning in. This week's project is a Walnut Closed form that I think turned out pretty cool. I'm excited for you guys to see this one. Just need to do a quick shout out to my brother who provided this gift that keeps on giving, Walnut, for me to play around with. Thank you so very much. In this scene, I'm just using the old trusty Sidekick 5/8 inch bowl gouge from Thompson Tools, my go-to tool. I feel like I should mention my watch. I don't normally wear my watch while I'm turning. I'm not sure why I felt that was necessary in this case. I am inherently aware of the dangers of turning while wearing a wristwatch, so I guess in this case, do as I say, not as I do. This hollow form was one of the few times that I actually planned ahead and knew what I was going to make before I started turning it. I was really excited to try my hand at a hollow form. I think it turned out pretty good for the first time I've ever tried one. In this scene, I'm just rounding off what will be the top of the closed form. In this scene, I'm just forming the bottom, getting ready to put a mortise in for the chuck. And now I'm just rounding the shape of the bottom. Here I am just forming the mortise with a parting tool. And now I'm just mounting the chuck to the mortise. Now I'm just removing the faceplate. Now I have it mounted in the chuck. I'm just getting rid of the slight wobble that happens when I go from the faceplate to the chuck using my Sorby 1-inch scraper. This thing is a beast of a tool. I highly recommend it. It has a definite learning curve, as does pretty much every tool, honestly. But I like the way it scrapes the wood. It gives it a nice finish. In this scene, I'm just using some black CA glue from Starbond to fill in some of the major cracks. I really like how this stuff contrasts with the walnut. I think it looks really slick. And then I'm back to the scraper to clean up the excess of CA glue and just give it an overall nice appearance. Now I'm just measuring to see what size Forstner bit that I'll need, and then checking the depth so I don't go through the bottom of it. Now it's time to use my second favorite tool, the Easy Wood Tools #1 Hollower. Every time I use this tool, I am mind-boggled as to how much wood this thing can take out for such a tiny little scraper. It's fascinating. This closed form isn't really that deep, but it was very nerve-wracking to me for it being my first time doing this. Just taking it very slow so as not to go through the side of the bowl, even though I'm nowhere near it. You can never be too careful, I guess. I've just started swapping stickers with others and received 2 stickers this week. One is from Blair at Woodturning Daily, and the other is from John Armstrong of Armstrong Woodturning. Be sure to check out these 2 channels. I'll put their links below. Thank you guys for sending me your stickers. If you'd like to swap stickers with me, I would be delighted. My email is shown on the screen and is also in the About information on YouTube. It seems like this hollowing took forever because I had to keep starting and stopping and starting and stopping just to make sure that I was okay with my tool placement. Like I mentioned before, I wasn't going through the side of the bowl. In this scene, I've added some more of the black CA glue into the cracks to try and fill some of them up. Unfortunately, this thing is just full of cracks, so I wasn't able to get a lot of the finer cracks filled in, and it's just going to have to be part of the personality of the bowl. And yet more black CA. This thing just did not want to fill in whatsoever. And a final touch up with the negative rake scraper on the Easy Wood tool. And then a final touch up of the inside of the bowl. Unfortunately, there's not much to see here as my huge noggin is blocking most of it, so I deleted most of that footage. And then some sanding. Then some denatured alcohol. Watch how cool it is when it dries. Then some myelin sanding sealer, and just denibbing the sanding sealer where it has raised the grain. And for some Yorkshire Grit. Some Yorkshire Grit Microfine. And now I have the bowl reverse mounted in a friction chuck to finish off the bottom of the bowl. If you're confused like I was as to what the difference is between a jam chuck and a friction chuck, be sure to check out Mike Peace's video on the difference. It was a very good video and explains in depth what each of them are and their different functions. I'll put a link to that video in the description below. One final touch up with the negative rake on the carbide cutter. And then I just do the same finishing process as I did for the rest of the bowl. And now I'm just sanding the bottom of the bowl where the tailstock was resting against it. Off camera, I did the same finishing steps as I did for the rest of the bowl. And there you have it. One finished closed form walnut bowl. Thank you so much to my subscribers for helping me get over 160 subscribers so far. If you haven't already, please consider subscribing. Be sure to hit that like button and comment below. Stay awesome, everyone. Love to all.